Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So we've got some huge news about the next Battlefield game, and this time they're official. We actually got these things straight out of the EA's new earnings call, and we're going to talk about a lot of stuff today. The release date of the next game, which is apparently scheduled to be before March 31st, 2026. They are probably going to release the game in the end of 2025, but they are actually opening up some windows for themselves to be able to delay the game if need be. The reveal trailer is going to come out in summer, probably in a big gaming show. The Battlefield Labs development update of May 2025 is out there. We're going to talk about the plans for the next playtests as well as getting more invites. Apparently they are actually increasing invites and they are selecting people from Asia as well. We've got some official capstone concept art here as well that we're going to talk about, and we're going to talk about the pricing of the next game, which apparently and controversially, because EA is always known for being greedy, is not going to be around $80, and the price is going to be lower than that. So those are the things that we're going to talk about. Without further ado, guys, let's just go ahead and start the video. Just let me know what you think about the video down in the comment section, because that will really help the algorithm to pick the video up, and it will really help us as well as Battlefield community to be able to discuss things down in the comment section, you know, get in contact, get in touch, and see what other people actually think. So make sure to do that, and let's go ahead and see what we've got here for the video. So apparently the release date is going to be scheduled before March 31st, 2026. This is just you know, common sense for people who want to release a game and they don't know if it's going to be ready or not. You know, those are things that publishers and developers actually do to make sure that they have some sort of window for possible delays. Given the fact that GTA 6 was delayed, there is no reason for the next Battlefield game to be released in 2026, right? So they were actually afraid of going against something like GTA 6, and rightfully so. But now that the GTA 6 is delayed, in my opinion, they want to release the game in late 2025, but they are actually opening some window of opportunity for themselves to be able to delay the game if need be until around the first quarter of 2026. So that's basically what's happening, in my opinion. There are some people who are afraid of the game coming out like in late 2025, and they claim that the same thing happened with 2042. The game was unfinished, stuff like that. But you know, these guys have already delayed the game more than a year, because this Battlefield 6 game was supposed to come out in 2024, late 2024 basically, and now we're talking about early 2026, late 2025. That's more than a year, guys. So these guys already had enough time, but again, if they want to delay it, they will do it, and they are actually opening that window of opportunity for themselves to do so. So in my opinion, don't actually worry about that. About the reveal trailer, it's going to come out in summer, and that was something expected because, you know, we already know a lot of things about this game that we are not supposed to know officially. You know, leaks have been all over the place on my channel, on other YouTube channels. You guys probably know how huge these leaks are. Every single time that you open up Reddit, Twitter, wherever you want, even YouTube, there are people leaking stuff. So the best they can do is reveal the game and give us some information officially confirmed, so then the hype for these leaks and, you know, these kind of stuff being all over the internet actually slowly starts to fade away. So that's the best thing they can do, and apparently it's going to happen in some sort of big gaming event, big gaming show, something like that. We have to wait and see. Some people say it's going to be this month, but in my opinion, it's going to be next month, because you know, that's just what I feel like. It's a gut feeling, and whatever's going to happen is going to happen next month. So that's just my opinion. However, about this Battlefield Labs development update for May 2025, there are interesting things that we are going to go through, and I'm going to put the link to that down in the description. If you want to check out the full thing, you can do that. It's basically a small article, but we're going to go over the important parts and talk about what's coming next. So in February, we announced Battlefield Labs as our most ambitious community collaboration in franchise history to validate the future of Battlefield. Today, we'll update you on our initial learnings and how we'll continue to scale things into the future. Across the 4 initial play sessions with a small group of core Battlefield players across Europe and North America, we've completed thousands of hours of gameplay, had hundreds of thousands of players spawns, and seen over 1 million environmental objects destroyed, including walls, windows, crates, and stuff like that. The players in these sessions have helped us successfully validate the following areas: establishing a solid foundation for smooth, low latency and high performance gunplay, finding the right balance in movement speed for functionality such as crouch sprint, combat rolling, and vaulting as part of our combat pacing initiatives, and using destruction to create fun and lasting tactical gameplay across rounds and experiences. So, establishing a solid foundation for smooth, low latency and high performance gunplay is something very important, and in my opinion, this actually generates from the mouse input issues with 2042. In my opinion, 2042 is the least consistent game I've ever played. Like the least consistent FPS game I've ever played. I've played Counter-Strike, Rainbow Six Siege, completely competitive games. I've played COD, I've played Battlefield 3, 4, 1, every single FPS game that I've played has been more consistent and easier to get used to compared to Battlefield 2042. In 2042, every single time that you jump in the game, the performance is different. Some weapons acting weird, your aim's acting weird. It kind of feels like you never build up muscle memory in this game. I don't know why, but it feels just really odd at some point that you can't really get used to anything in this game because everything performs different every single day. That's how things are. So that's very important. They're talking about finding the right balance in movement speed for functionality. Movement speed is a very sensitive topic when it comes to Battlefield franchise these days. And what they've been doing, whatever they've been doing it with a minority of poor Battlefield players. If they want to decide about movement speed, they have to wait until the end of open beta, in my opinion, to be able to receive the most feedback possible and then decide based on what the majority actually wants. So in my opinion, this is actually happening way too soon. However, let's just continue. Exploring new ideas for the future and receiving direct player feedback continues to be a crucial aspect of the Battlefield Labs process. Even if some ideas never reach release, it helps us understand and refine elements that resonate most with players as we continue to build Battlefield together. It's been a valuable and exciting experience for our teams and community so far, and we're looking forward to continuing that collaboration alongside you. However, this is what's coming next for the Battlefield Labs program. Now that we've wrapped up initial server performance and stability concerns, we've validated a solid foundation for a core Battlefield experience. We're now ready to continue scaling Battlefield Labs testing globally. Throughout May, we'll be inviting more players across Europe and North America, and we'll start to include select areas of Asia. Alongside testing new content, we'll continue to iterate on our initial fork areas, such as balancing the different weapon archetypes and damage values, as well as movement and combat pacing mechanics. So here, they actually mentioned that movement is yet to be balanced, and there's a lot more to be done here. Destruction also remains an ongoing topic across our play sessions. We'll continue to test destructible objects across a variety of maps and fine-tune damage levels of surfaces. Following community updates on gunplay and destruction, we'll be back in the future to talk more about classes and the all-out warfare experience. So that was all about this small article. The most important thing here is that they are still open to criticism, and there are so many things still subject to change, and also they're actually trying to invite a lot more people. With more people coming, there will be a lot more leaks out there, and I'm pretty sure they have to just reveal the game as soon as possible. Reveal the game, not release the game, guys. Someone actually commented on my previous video trash talking about me wanting the game to be revealed as soon as possible, which is something completely rational, but for some reason they thought I was talking about releasing the game as soon as possible. But that's not the case. The game needs to be revealed as soon as possible because the amount of leaks are just getting out of control here. The NDA is not working, and EA is not actually taking any sort of action against literally anyone. So now let's take a closer look at this new concept art for Capstone. So we've got some defensive structures here. This is probably, in my opinion, some sort of objective. If you take a look here, there is an A symbol written on one of these structures, and in my opinion this has to be some sort of A objective, something like that. There's a valley here. In the bottom right there are fences, there's a road down there, I guess, and as you can see, snowy mountains, and the environment is just phenomenal. Actually, the 15 and 20 minutes gameplays were all coming out from Capstone, and they all had this feeling of Battlefield 1, Battlefield 3 environment and vibe, and that is really good. If you actually want to take the vibe and environment of the next Battlefield game towards being closer to a previous Battlefield game, it sure as hell has to be something between Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 1. So that's really good. That direction is perfect. And at the top right corner, you see 3 attack helicopters actually getting into the map. And these attack helicopters are the EC-665 Tiger. These are new attack helicopters to the franchise. They haven't been there before. We haven't seen them in the leaks, and apparently this is the first time that we are seeing them, and this is official. So I'm going to put some other pictures of these helicopters for you so you can see what we're dealing with. And finally, let's talk about this pricing issue that's actually going on in the entire gaming industry here. According to Battlefield Bulletin, addressing investors during a Q&A portion of EA's latest earnings conference call, CFO Stuart Canfield claims that the publisher currently has no plans to increase the cost of its games, even as the likes of Microsoft and Nintendo jumped to $80. According to Andrew Wilson's comment, EA is in a far different world than just 10 years ago. Quote, "We now have pricing representing everything from free-to-play all the way to deluxe editions and beyond. While it's true that selling physical copies of games in plastic boxes and retail shelves is still a part of our business, it's a significantly smaller part of our business. So you can expect the next Battlefield to stick to the $70 standard edition pricing, at least for the time being." This is very controversial and really odd when it comes from EA because, you know it, I know it, the entire gaming industry knows that EA is greedy, or at least they've been known for being greedy. And when the greedy publishers say something like that, there has to be a catch to it. Like, that's why it's sus. There has to be a catch. And the catch, in my opinion, lies in the deluxe editions and what they call beyond deluxe. These guys want to go beyond deluxe, right? So if the standard issue is $70, deluxe is definitely going to be at least $80, and what's coming beyond is going to be even more expensive. So that's how they are going to make up for that pricing. They're going to stick to the standard $70, but then they're going to give us 3 different editions going all the way to $90 or even maybe $100. If EA is greedy as they say, there has to be a catch to this, and I'm pretty sure there is. Now, that was all about the official news that you guys needed to know. If I want to give you guys a quick review at what we've gone through, first of all, the release date is scheduled somewhere before March 31st, 2026, so it's most likely to have the next Battlefield game in the late 2025, but they are actually opening up a window for themselves to be able to delay the game if need be. The game is going to be revealed this summer in a big gaming show. Nobody knows when. My guess is next month. We've gone through a Battlefield Labs development update. We know for a fact that there are going to be more and more invites, and Asia is going to be also considered this time. We had a new concept art for Capstone, which gives a very interesting vibe, just like Battlefield 1 and 3, and there's also a new attack helicopter. And the price of the next Battlefield game for the standard edition is going to be $70 instead of the usual $80 that big companies are going to. So that was about today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed and hope this video was helpful. I hope the video was informative somewhat. Go down in the comment section, let me know what you think about inviting more players, having more leaks. What do you think about the price for the next Battlefield game? So do make sure to do that. That's also good for the algorithm as well. And thank you all guys for watching. Until next time, guys, stay cool.